Hey guys, welcome back to NauglesMan. Today we're going to talk about the Artesia location. It's been on everybody's mind. It's been on the social media today, and let's discuss it. There's probably a lot of questions that a lot of you have, and let's take a look at what happened after these messages. Oh, thanks for holding. We're back. The Artesia location. This is a location that people waited months and months to open up, had permits and stuff that we had to wait on, construction delays and so forth. You know, and none of it is easy when you're trying to get approval from the city. And then also the investors, trying to get investors to open up new locations. So let's talk about it. Today we learned that the Naugles location in Artesia closed down several days ago. It closed on Sunday. Today is Thursday. I found out through people that tried to go there for lunch throughout the week, and also confirmed from Naugles themselves. So again, the cat was out of the bag days ago before I found out. And that's usually a problem with a couple of people that work for the organization, is they like to point fingers. Well, why the hell was that disclosed or told or this or that? People found out before I found out. Just because I talk about stuff online or through a video, I'm probably the last person to find out a lot of stuff that happens with Naugles. It's usually customers that find out or see things, and they make posts online or word of mouth. So we'll get to that later. But what happened with Artesia? It was one of the most beautiful locations. It looked like an In-N-Out burger. It was so beautiful with the tile and everything. It was awesome. Well, one of the problems that you have is a downgrade from the health. It had a B rating, and that usually scares off a lot of people. As soon as they see that, they don't know what the B rating is. It could be anything. I personally, from you see my videos, the food is clean, the food is great, the food is delicious, so we do not know what happened there. Operations, that is another element that could be a failure to any restaurant, is lack of operations. And that means supply. Has anybody ever been to the restaurant and they've seen the sodas are out? Have you come back the next week and the sodas are still out? Have you come back the week after and the sodas are still out? Have you gone to any location and found out they're entirely out of grilled chicken or hamburger buns? If you're a taco place or a taco and burger place and you're out of hamburger buns, you don't have burgers. If you're out of grilled chicken or ground beef, you can't do tacos. Can you imagine if you went to a KFC and they said, sorry, we're out of chicken? What do you do? What do you sell? Maybe lap dances. So the supply thing has always been an issue. And we heard recently, I mean, you've seen Josh go back and forth from restaurants trying to supply food. And I guess he got tired because Josh resigned recently. So he was a power player in the restaurant, and I'm saddened to hear that he left because he was always so positive and just a great guy. And he is going to be leaving Naugles. So I don't know if he got tired of trying to restock restaurants from day to day. And that's a supply issue. You just need to fire the individual who is in charge of that, because they're obviously not doing their job. Or if they're trying to do their job, fire the supplier, because they're not cutting it. We've seen these complaints online over and over and over again. It's, I went to the restaurant and they were out of all the sodas. I went to the restaurant and they were out of grilled chicken and grilled steak. I went to the restaurant and they were out of buns, so they couldn't make the burgers. Or they were out of tortillas. They couldn't make the tacos. And that is a problem. And when you see that consistently online over and over again, what do you think that does to investors? What do you think that does to customers? You can't point the finger and say, well, it was so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so in the company. There's one person that's in charge of operations, or there could be a couple, but there's one person that's in charge of supply. And if you're really helping out a friend, you know, the supplier's not coming through, but he's a friend, that's going to destroy your business. You're helping your friend out, but you're not helping your customers out. And the customers are the people that put the money in the restaurant. Marketing. We all know that the rebirth of Naugles, there is zero marketing. There's no secret there. There's no marketing whatsoever. You may have NauglesMan that does some videos to get the word out, or it's nostalgia, word of mouth. Relying on your customer base, which is from the 70s and 80s. These people are in their late 50s, 60s, or even 70s. And that doesn't cut it. I mean, these people, I'm 52 years old, so we're not talking about ageism here. But if you're relying on a customer base that's above the age of 55 or 65 years old, these people aren't eating at your restaurant every day. They can't because of health reasons. You know, we're not teenagers anymore. We can't pound hot sauce like we could. You know, these are people that have ulcers, or they have heart disease, or they have cholesterol levels they have to worry about. And if you do no marketing whatsoever and you're hoping that your average audience of 55 and above is going to cut it, no, not at all. It's not difficult to do a taco truck. And if you can't afford a taco truck, a taco grill, and go to a football game, a high school football game, and get the word out to teenagers. Teenagers are the new generation for any restaurant. These are the people you want in your restaurant, spreading word of mouth. All of us from the 70s and 80s, we know about Naugles, yes, but we're dying, okay? We're moving out of state because of the taxes or for whatever. We're leaving California. That's not our customer base anymore. The customer base are the teenagers in high school. Get them to eat the junk food or fast food or whatever you want to call it 7 days a week. They will. How many times have you gone into a Del Taco, an In-N-Out Burger, a McDonald's, a Taco Bell, and it's packed with teenagers? That's your market. And if you're not marketing at all, if nobody knows about it, except for those that relived or lived it in the 70s and 80s, that's called a pop-up. That's called a nostalgia pop-up. And if a restaurant's bringing in $300, $400 for their lunch hour because nobody knows about it, what's going to happen? As an investor, I'm not an investor, but as an investor, you want to find out, how are you marketing? How is this going to grow in the future? If you're dumping in a minimum of, let's say, $25,000 at a buy-in, you better know the risk. You know, nobody goes to Naugles probably more than I do. I'm there 2-3 times a week. I spend a lot of money. Never ask for anything in return. I'm a fan. But also as a customer, I'm angry. I'm upset because I see so many things wrong. There are so many issues wrong here. And operations is one of them. Marketing, where is it? How hard is it to go to a high school and say, hey guys, we're here at the football game. We got a taco truck right here. And if you bring your student ID card to any of our locations, it's $1 off. Or, you know, we'll throw in a free bag of fries. Or, you know, here's some stickers, whatever. It's not opening up as many locations as possible with zero marketing. Nobody knows about it. All you're going to do is say, I need 25 grand from an investor here, 50 grand from an investor here, and each location is going to close one at a time. You can't say, we need more people that dump more money in here. That's like the old saying, hey, you know, with the video game that doesn't work. Hey kid, put another quarter in, maybe it'll work better. Another thing we've seen the location at Fountain Valley. We've seen a burned out sign outside. It's been years. That has been destroyed for months, going into years. And it's never been repaired. That's an operation issue. If you have panels from the ceiling and they're falling down, that's an operation issue, as well as a liability issue. If there's bitching and griping about employees wearing different t-shirts, not wearing the same shirt, inconsistencies on there, who's ordering the shirts? Who's coming up with the designs and making sure that those employees have the shirts? Are those ideas being shot down immediately? And if they're being shot down, are they being replaced with another idea and put into action? If they're not, that person needs to leave. Just because I'm mentioning these things on a video today, which is just the week before Thanksgiving in 2023, this has been stuff that's been going on for years. And if I'm doing a video now and people get upset, well, hey, aren't you double crossing the restaurant? No, I'm not. This is stuff that we've seen online from hundreds of customers. And this is why it needs to be addressed now. Getting upset of me doing a video and talking about these issues right now is like me is like Channel 4 News doing a story on Harvey Weinstein in 2023 and having Harvey Weinstein's friends and family say, hey, what are you doing? What are you bringing light to this? Nobody else has to know about this. People have known about it for years. If NauglesMan or any other customer happens to take a photograph in front of a burned out sign outside of Fountain Valley, excuse me, you don't get mad because the video's done or the photograph's taken or people are posting about it online. You fix it. It's called operations. You fix it. You get it taken care of, because it's not just the people that go in there and eat that see a burned out sign. It's people driving down the street that see a burned out sign and they figure, hey, they can't even take care of their sign. I wonder if their food is filthy. I wonder what it looks like inside the restaurant. And it doesn't help if you have 2 or 3 people say, well, we're in Colorado, we want a Naugles. Or we're in Albuquerque, we want a Naugles. The problem is going to transfer over there. What you're going to do is you're going to get somebody to invest. You're going to open up a location in Albuquerque, and it's going to run great, or it's going to run for 4 months, and then you have to close it down. If you can't keep the food stocked, if you have no operations, and you're doing no marketing, you're just relying on those 3 or 4 people in the city of Albuquerque who are above the age of 55 years old and remember it from the 70s and 80s, it's going to fail. Those 3 or 4 people from Albuquerque that are over the age of 55, you're going to have their loyalty. They're going to come in there and eat as much as NauglesMan, but that's it. You can't pay the lease. You can't pay for keep the lights on. You can't pay for the biggest expense, which is employee payroll. You can't pay for those things if only 3 or 4 people are coming in on a lunch hour. But if I was in charge, if I was the CEO of Naugles, I would get the partners or upper management together in a room, and I would talk about these issues. And I would show how it's gone on and on for months, if not years. And there would be some firing. I'd have to fire pretty much everybody. That's what I would do if I was CEO. And that's a good thing that I'm not CEO. So Naugles can continue to do what they're doing. And it's going to be a tough decision on whoever holds the licensing. It's going to be a very tough decision. Do you keep going and let it go on? It's going to be a tough decision for the investors. Well, they can't get a refund on their money. So it's not really a tough decision for them. It's I'm sorry.